Okay, looks like we're up and running. Yeah, we are indeed. Hello, everybody. Okay, another season. Season 16 already in Gran Turismo 7. The first season on GT7 was season 4. The first three were on GT Sport. So we've had 13 seasons now. This is the 13th season since GT7 even came out. It's a bit crazy how quickly we're going through them. Awesome that the game lasts this long, and basically the only thing you have to spend is the initial price of it, and it lasts for years. You don't get that very often nowadays in games. But yeah, this is tier 3. So we have a bunch of guys who've basically been moved up tiers in this one, and only one or two that have actually moved down a tier. Because we had a big shift around. I think the physics update really shook up the order in terms of who was quick and who wasn't. It favored the pad users in feature races as well, because the tires don't go off quite so much. So yeah, let's go through the grid and see how they line up. We've actually got JMS Play, who moved up from tier 4 last season. He is lining up in last place. He's in the Nissan GTR. He didn't actually set a quali time. I don't know if he joined late or whatever, but that is not representative of his pace. He can definitely do a little bit better than last place. Lining up in P13 is someone who absolutely dominated the first 4 seasons of GT in ALR. He's been put in tier 3 on his comeback after about 2 years away. He's in the FT1, and he was last of the qualifiers who actually set a time. So we'll have to see how he progresses through the race. FT1 will be an interesting car to see how that does. We've got some interesting picks actually here. Then we got the Porsche 911 of Astro. He is a driver who's continuing again in tier 3 from last season. So really quick car. Would have expected him to be a bit higher on the grid, to be honest. Then we got Nath in P11. He's once again in the Alfa Romeo, which he won the Constructors' Championship in tier 5 last season. So he's good enough to be bumped up 2 tiers. He's lining up 11th in the Alfa. Alfa's really good on its tyres, so should do pretty well. We've got Harry, Mighty Mini Smiley in the, this is the Spec 2 Ford GT car, which, yeah, they're the only people, him and his teammate Pagel, to have this car. Actually, I think he's done pretty well to get 10th place here. So, yeah, it could be on for an interesting start, at least. I think it's really quick off the line. Quick off the line as well is the Gen X. Hurricane's in this season. Doesn't have the best tyre wear, but it is very rapid. Definitely one of the top cars on 1 lap pace. Again, would have expected to see Hurricane a little bit higher. He's been out-qualified by another Alfa Romeo. This is Nectar, who was also Nath's teammate in Tier 5 last season. So another one to jump up a couple of tiers and actually gets in the top 8. So basically top half in terms of performance for Nectar. Really good start for him. You got... Wasn't there a ban if you won the... No, the ban is only for the Drivers' Championship, not the Constructors. So they're fine. Wack is 7th. Wack was my teammate last season in Tier 2. He's moved down. He's another GTR. I'm a bit surprised he's only in 7th as well. So we have some really good surprise performances at the top of the grid, because I'm saying that about pretty much everyone in this section of the grid. Then we have Spin is in P6. He got pole position this time last season, the very first race. He's in the Lambo, which is probably the quickest car around this circuit. So expecting some strong results for him. They got Cherry in the Lexus, another really strong car around here, but it's got pretty bad tyres. And this is a high tyre wear track, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Cherry P5. Another one who's come up from Tier 4. We've got Captain Eli, the Tier 5 champion, who is in the Ferrari, another car that's really strong. Basically, if you're in an MR car, you're going to be doing well around here. That's why we're seeing them all towards the front. So it's a bit of a topsy-turvy start to the season, because this balance is definitely going to swing depending on the tracks that we're at. But yeah, Eli P4, Anonyma, another season in tier 3 for him. He's in the Porsche this time round, so a big step up in the car that he's got this season. He's managed to put it third on the grid, just behind Yuri in the AMG. I'm pretty sure the AMG, he actually won in Catelunya in the AMG in the past, so it doesn't surprise me to see him on the front row. And we got Sam, who was in Tier 2 last season, was a new driver last season, and we're giving him a shot in Tier 3. He's actually managed to put it on pole for the first time of asking in the Lexus, so a really solid drive there for Sam. Let's just have a quick look at the tyre situation before we get going. We've got mediums for Sam and Anonyma, and then everyone else, apart from Hurricane, Harry, Astro, are on the soft tyres. So a bit of an even split actually between mediums and softs. So we're going to see a lot of overtakes as a result of that. So yeah, let's get going. Season 16 up and running, 5 lights on. And it's lights out, away we go. Looks like a pretty even start between the AMG and the Lexus. Yuri starting to pull alongside. The Ferrari is trying to get in on the action there as well. That's Captain Eli. But it looks like Yuri's got the inside line heading into turn 1. He's going to keep that position. And yeah, slotting into P2 is Sam, just ahead of Captain Eli, who's going to be stuck on the outside. Actually, he manages to cut in nicely. So a really solid start there for Yuri. The AMG is pretty quick off the line. A little bit further down, looks like Cherry's managed to get himself up into P4. I think I saw a car off the track. Let's see what happened to Rossi. Oh dear. Not a good first lap on his comeback, that's for sure. Anyway, at the front, oh, it looked like Eli went really wide on the exit of that corner. It's opened the door now for Cherry to try and get past him. A little bit of contact, and they get through fine, and Eli keeps that position for now, but he's under a lot of pressure. So Anonymous under pressure from Hurricane as well. He's already worked his way up into 6th, just behind. Anonyma on the mediums, which is a little bit of an explanation. Hurricane's going on the inside. Anonyma nearly losing the car mid-corner, and Hurricane takes the corner very slowly. Let's ride on board because he's about to be overtaken by this incredibly fast Ford GT. Harry up into the top 6 already, and he's on medium tyres. So that's a great start for Harry. Half-second penalty there for Anonyma, and JMS from last on the grid is all the way up to 8th already. Make that 7th. Actually, no, Hurricane's held it really well around the outside. Whack has been shuffled down to 9th in all this as well. Takes a much tighter entry through the corner than JMS. And Astro getting a little bit wrong on the exit as well. Looks like Whack might have a chance. Everyone's trying to stick into the slipstream. And here he goes. That's a pretty solid overtake for Whack. He retakes 8th place. A little bit further up, we've got a battle for P2. It looks like Eli's actually got past Sam, so let's see where that happened. So on the run down to turn 1, Eli's going to get it done around the outside here. And they give each other plenty of space, and yeah, Sam just lost a little bit of traction on the exit, and it was pretty easy for Eli to just slot in front, and now he's under a little bit of pressure from Sam here, and Cherry's not too far behind either. Oh, he's sliding around the corner as Eli. He's on the softs, which is going to help him get a much better exit than Sam there. And now Cherry's going to be the next one to try and get an overtake done. Another soft car. Soft tyres. These are teammates as well, so Cherry's actually potentially losing ground on the top 2 the longer that he's stuck behind Sam. And yeah, Sam's regained his composure a little bit on lap 2. There's the penalty for Anonyma. It might actually still be enough to stay ahead of the Ford GT. It is, and yeah, basically that penalty line doesn't really penalise you in Catelunya compared to a lot of other tracks. Half a second is easily defendable as long as you've got a little bit of a gap, or you can just defend the inside and most of the time still keep the position with a half second. Here we go. Cherry's got a good run on Sam going into the final corner. If he gets on the power nice and early, even though he doesn't take the full width of the track, that's going to be an incredibly easy overtake. And that's the difference in speed. If you get a good exit of that out of that final corner, you just get shot down the pit straight, even if you're in a car that's not got the best top speed. So the top three look pretty solid at the moment. Let's do a quick tyre check on them. They all have very similarly worn tyres, so at this stage of the race, so it might not be an issue. Usually if you're fighting a lot around here, you might not be able to make the 9th lap without puncture. Let's see what's going on a bit further back. Oh, there's a lot going on a bit further back. Let's rewind a little bit and see what's going on. Somehow Harry's got a 2-second penalty, so he comes out of the final corner and Hurricane is all over the back of him. He's already got a second from cutting one of the corners in the final sector of the lap. Looks like Hurricane's going to get this position. And then he slots in right behind him. Hurricane lost a bit of traction. Then Harry loses a bit of traction. He's trying to stick with him. It's a bit, yeah, he's going a bit slower, and he's got on the gas a little bit too early. Now Wack is going to get this position off of Harry into turn 4. Really late on the brakes, far too late on the brakes, goes incredibly deep, does Wack, and that is going to be... Well, actually, he might still stick it. We've got a really slow first gear corner here. They've left the space. And there is the 2.5-second penalty for Harry. That's a disaster for him. He's doing so well as well. I mean, he's been shuffled down a couple of places, but really in the hunt. And we're not at the period of the race where the mediums become the better tyre. So let's see how this impacts Harry. We've got JMS behind who's going to overtake. It looks like Spin should get him too. And Harry's down at 10th, but that is reverse, feature race pole if he finishes 10th. A little bit further down, the Alphas are not in the point scoring position at the moment. Astro's having an absolute nightmare as well. He's just going to try and ambitious overtake on the Alpha here around the outside. Is he going to get it done? Whoa, it's so tight. That's a really good overtake though from Nath. Inch perfect. I think any further to the left there, he just let him through. Okay, maybe he thought it was a bit over the line. And this is going to allow Rossi to overtake because he really lifted a lot there. So Rossi off the back of the pack. Ooh, sliding through the corner. He's going to give this position straight back to Nath. Never mind. How's Yuri doing at the front? He doesn't have the fastest lap. He's 3/10 off of Captain Eli in second place. So Eli might be able to chase Yuri down here. We'll see how that goes. Cherry lapping fairly similarly as well. And a little bit of a gap to Sam, but Sam's on the mediums. Maybe made the wrong strategy call, but he has said in the chat that he's not too good at saving tyres, so maybe the mediums were the only option for him. Another medium car is Anonyma right behind him, actually sticking with the front pretty well, not losing too much time on those mediums. We've got Hurricane being harried a lot by Wack. Wack's on the soft, so he should be able to get past Hurricane. He's going to try it around the outside. And Hurricane's going to say no thank you. Wack was trying a cutback, it didn't really work, even with Hurricane's little slide there. And again, Hurricane, this is the part of the track that the medium tyres will struggle for speed, but Hurricane actually got a much better angle through that corner than Wack did. Here comes Wack. This must be it, surely. The Gen has really good speed at the top end at the moment with the way that the bop is set up. But Wack's definitely got a run on him. He's going to have to go around the outside again. And again, Hurricane brakes pretty well for the corner. Doesn't let Wack have a look at all. Staying tight around this one. He'll lose a bit of speed, but protects the inside, which is vital. Wack just goes way too wide too early there. And again, very late on the brakes, Wack. I don't know if he's trying to spook Hurricane here, or if he's just letting the mistakes start creeping in, but that wouldn't have been good on his tyres, and might allow Spin to start closing the gap as well. And JMS doing pretty well, sticking it in 9th. Let's ride on board with JMS. Little sunbathing F1 driver in the rear window. Right, is he going to have a run through this corner? He's on the soft tyres. Excuse me, I need to plug in my headphones. Looks like a battle going on a bit further up though. Again, Whack versus Hurricane, and Hurricane again wins the battle. There we go. So he's running out of time. We're nearly at the end of lap 5, and the tyres are going to start going off a bit now, which is going to favour Hurricane. Oh, great exit there for Spin. Spin might get Whack here in the straight. That's not a good camera angle. That's why I've been looking at it this way the whole time. So there we go. A good defence there from Whack. First time he's had to defend for a while. Not been able to overtake, but it is kind of difficult to overtake here if the driver in front just simply doesn't put a foot wrong and just keeps it on the racing line. Best chance is getting a great exit out the final corner. What's going on a bit further up? Looks like the Lexuses are having another little fight. So I wonder where this has come from. Sam's, they're both on, well, this is a Porsche, they just got very similar liveries. I thought they were the teammates fighting, but yeah, Sam struggling a little bit more than Anonymous on these medium tyres. Look, he looks a little bit all over the place at the moment. Anonymous driving much more smoothly. A little bit wide there, that might be a half second, let's see. But, yeah, one of the better drives we've seen from Anonymous. He's really struggled last season in the Toyota FT1. It's not a great car. Yeah, he got away with the penalty. Actually breaks into that corner, which is interesting. You don't really need to break into the penultimate corner. And down in a second as well. Well, he's doing well, like, with that strategy, so I think I'd stick a little bit higher in the gears, especially for the tyre life, but he's managing his tyres well on the mediums. He's going round the outside from Sam. Our pole sitter might be outside of the top 4 here. They're still side by side. Looks like Sam might have won that battle. Anonymous can get a great exit here. And he has. Sam's still already going defensive, so Anonymous is going to have to try and stick it around the outside again. This is costing them both a lot of time to the top 3. And again, Sam's defending incredibly well here, it's got to be said. Defending the inside every time, and yeah, there's absolutely nothing Anonymous can do about it. But it is costing them a lot of time. I'm interested to see how far back they are from their best lap here. Excuse me. Top 3 starting to close up a little bit as well. So yeah, 1.1 seconds Anonymous lost on this lap behind Sam. A little bit further up, it looks like Yuri must have made some sort of mistake on this lap, because Eli has caught up massively. The gap is less than a second. Yuri eating a bit of the grass there on the inside has affected his momentum down this straight quite heavily. I think that Yuri will survive on this lap. He's only got 2 more to keep Captain Eli behind. Yeah, the gap's incredibly close. And the pressure's on. Yuri's tyres are looking around about 60% worn, which is slightly worse than Eli on the front. Eli's rears are more worn, but it's really the front that we need to focus on in this race. Both of them going quite wide around that corner. Starting to lose a bit of grip, but they're trying to take the same lines that they were taking a couple of laps ago. It's not going to work out for them anymore. Again, Eli struggling through that corner to hit the apex or even get anywhere close. Oh, that will have taken a huge chunk of tyre life out of Eli's car, and I'm wondering if he's starting to overheat these tyres. Again, you're hearing a lot of tyre screeching through some of these long corners. He's over a second off what he was doing. Well, he will be over a second off what he was doing earlier in the race. Might be seeing the first lap in the 43s potentially. Cherry is not that close to them, and then a little bit further back, Salmon is still holding off Anonymous pretty well here. Then just going down the top 10. Oh, Harry under a lot of pressure from Astro, actually. So let's see. This will be a good lesson on how good currently is that Ford GT in a straight line. The Porsche got a much better exit. Already they're pretty much side by side in terms of speed, and now the Ford GT is just going to shoot off into the distance. We've got tracks with pretty long straights like Trial Mountain, we've got Deep Forest, which really suits that car coming up this season. And on those kinds of tracks, it should be pretty strong. Really close battling between these two. And it looks like Harry is going to get that position. Again, because this is where his engine's going to start helping him stick alongside. This isn't even a battle for the points. Actually, it's a battle for reverse grid pole, so it's super important. And Harry's going to try and go for a switchback here. And it's not going to happen here. He's going to lose a bit of time now. That might be his chance gone. Let's see what's going on a bit further up. Wax got a half-second penalty. Is this going to allow JMS to close in on him? Looks like he's got away with it, heading into the braking zone. JMS goes a bit wide as well into the entry. But anyway, let's join Yuri. He's about to cross the line. He's kept Captain Eli behind fairly comfortably at the end, despite his tyres being nearly completely dead. So yeah, big congrats on your win there. Captain Eli, a solid P2 on his Tier 3 debut. Cherry up into P3 on his, I think, return to Tier 3. I think he did one race in Tier 3 the season before. Sam, unfortunate for him, he did finish the highest of the media runners, but if he could have made his soft last, he would have got well, on the podium, I reckon. But P4 for him. Anonymous couldn't overtake at P5. Hurricane, Spin, Whack, JMS, and then Astro did keep Harry behind. Harry actually dropped behind Nath at the end, so let's just see what happened to him. He got a second and a half penalty, actually, which dropped him behind. And then we got Rossi struggling quite a distance back. His quickest lap is a 42.5. He's got some front bumper damage, so let's put him out of his misery. Yeah, he was about to spin there just as I left as well. Oh man, do we need to form a Tier 1 champion, like down in Tier 5 potentially? That's how much the league has improved since Season 4. Right, let's find the second replay. I have to do it the long way because sometimes my game just doesn't want to show me the replays. Barcelona no chicane. Lobby. Right. We need a feature race. Pass the sprint. Here we go. So there wasn't any single driver really who had massive pace on anyone else. We've seen that in some of the other tiers. Everyone looked pretty even there. So a bit early to throw names out in for the championship. Preseason I actually went for my teammate Wack to win in the predictors. Obviously, you've got to if he was literally just your teammate. But I do think he's got a really great chance. much better than what that first round performance was like. I think qualifying might have ruined it a little bit for Wack there, but he's got a good chance in this feature race, as does Astro, who managed to squeak into the top 10 at the end. JMS P2 after starting last in the sprint race, so it'll be good to see how he progresses. We got Wack, so it's a Nissan 2-3 to start with. They could pull some huge points here. Spin in the Lambo P4, then we got Hurricane in the Gen in 5th, Anonyma, Sam, Cherry, Eli, and then our race winner Yuri just ahead of the Alpha of Nath. Then we got Harry, Nectar, and Rossi. So Nectar on the hards, as is Harry. Actually, I'll tell you who's not on the hards. Rossi isn't, so potentially could make some progress at the start here. Captain Eli is on the mediums as well. So is Spin. And that's it. So watch out for them making some progress as the race unfolds. Wondering if we're going to see any two-stoppers as well. The two-stop could be viable if you don't get any traffic. So a very solid start for the Porsche there. Looks comfortably ahead of JMS. And then as we look a little bit further back, Spin might be thinking about having a go on Wack. Oh, he brakes much later. He's actually nearly clattered into JMS. Brakes really deep into the corner and does keep that position on Wack. So a good start there by Spin, nicking a position right out of the gate. And then a lot of drivers going really wide, very wide there for Sam. That's allowing Cherry and Eli to close in on him. And Sam sliding through the corner there as well. Eli's just going to pop through and take 7th place. And Cherry's actually going to do him around the outside as well. And then here comes Yuri just for good measure. But Sam is very late on the brakes. A little bit of contact mid-corner as well. Nothing too bad there. Looks like everyone's managed to get around in one piece, but they're so close together. Yuri chucking it on the inside of Sam there. Sam keeps it again, but has really bad traction, and through goes Nick, who just absolutely punts him. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's go back. Let's ride on board with Nath. I wonder if this was reported. So a little bit of a poor exit there for Sam, so he's too slow going into the corner anyway, and then they just don't know where to brake essentially, and then Nath kind of starts braking mid-corner, which he shouldn't have done, then gets a bump down as well. Here comes Rossi from last place. Let's see if he can get another position. He's up to 12th now by the looks of things. Anyway, a little bit further up we got Anonyma and Yuri battling, so Yuri trying to get another position. He's trying it, Anonymous fighting Cherry here, and Cherry's defending the inside. Yuri is ready to pounce though. He's got a much better run into that corner than Anonyma, and I have a feeling he's going to get a good exit out of here as well. Anonyma on the grass, and he's taken himself out of the slipstream. Yuri's just going to absolutely demolish him on the straight here, to be honest. Now Anonymous in the slip already. He might try and chuck one down the inside if he's feeling brave. He's on the hard tyres, so thinks better of it. So Yuri up another place into 8th. Next on his list, even though he's on the hard tyres, making really good progress, is Cherry. Cherry was another podium sitter. He's not really kept up with Eli though, who managed to squeak through on the first lap. Not much to be done there. A little bit further up, it's starting to get tight. Spin now having a go at JMS. JMS all out of sorts coming out of that corner, and Hurricane also having a go at Wack Jabs here as well. Wack taking that corner so much better. But Spin is still pretty close to JMS, actually has to back out of it a little bit too much going into the corner to avoid risking any contact. Oh, good traction. Can he do it around the outside? That would be mighty impressive. He's trying to switch onto the inside, and he's got the inside line for the next corner. There's a little bit of contact. JMS loses the traction, loses the position, but that's entirely fair, I reckon. So Spin up into a very solid P2 on his medium tyres. Astro is on hards, but he's just stormed away from the field. JMS really holding the pack up, it looks like, and is spin allowing him through? He is absolutely not allowing him through. That's just a potential switch for the lead. Now here comes JMS's teammate Whack, thinking about getting a move done on his teammate. Oh! Are they going to be able to negotiate it without Hurricane taking advantage? I don't think they're going to be negotiating anything, to be honest. Hurricane absolutely chucking it in defense, essentially. JMS going really wide around the outside of this corner. I think this might be releasing Whack now. They avoid contact. Eli's trying to go the long way around. Whack gets the corner completely wrong. And yeah, the Nissan's making a little bit of a pig's ear of this. Hurricane actually nearly punts JMS into Whack there. Oh dear. Now he's alongside JMS. And yeah, like I said, I think this was coming. Oh, JMS holds it beautifully around the outside. I take it all back. And he's fully ahead of Hurricane here. Captain Eli. Oh, he's so late. Oh no. Oh. What happened? What happened? Way too late on the brakes. Was never ever making the corner. Whack down to, well, he's down to 5th. Behind Hurricane, behind JMS. So Hurricane was the big winner there. Let's just see it from Hurricane's point of view. Actually challenging JMS here. Then Whack just gets punted out of the way. JMS swoops through. Hurricane swoops through. Cherry is right behind Whack now as well. Whack doesn't have any damage. Yuri trying to go around the outside. Anonyma going around the outside. Incredibly impressive there from Anonyma. Has to still stick it around 2 more corners around the outside. Can he do it? I don't think he can. But he should get a great exit from this corner. No, he doesn't go back into the apex on the exit, so doesn't get the speed out of it. But Cherry got great speed out of it. He might be the next one to overtake Whack. Oh, unfortunate for Whack. It was going well. He could have been in 3rd place right now, actually. Great overtake there by Cherry. Oh, you just saw Whack lose a little bit of traction there, and then he loses loads of time. As a result of it, Yuri looks like he's going for a move on Hurricane. Anonyma. Anonyma went very deep there and lost that position. He's gonna try and stick it around the outside. He goes deep again. Yeah. A little bit further up. Hurricane is still pressuring JMS at the front. JMS has the fastest lap on his mediums. He's starting to chase down Astro now, but Astro's really in control of this at this stage of the race, it's got to be said. Here we go. Yuri's going to serve a half-second penalty and give that position straight back to Anonyma. Harry actually got himself a half-second penalty there as well. Yuri's got another half-second just on the exit of that corner before he served it. That's unfortunate for him. And yeah, good start here for Harry on the hard. So he started both races pretty well. So let's see if he can stick it up, stick up with it. Yeah, whatever. Rossi in P10, also having a good start to the race. 11, 12, 13th now for Captain Eli after that mistake. So he's got a lot of work to do, and Nate down at the bottom. So the 3 lads who were tier 5 last season, the top 3 in tier 5, are currently the bottom 3 on track. Baptism of fire in tier 3, that's for sure. Eli's gonna... Oh, I thought he was gonna overshoot it. He does overshoot a little, but Nectar... Well, what was that? You know what, he just got too excited there. He got too excited because he had a great undercut, and he would have got that position if he just didn't throttle it as much as he did, but never mind. On the soft tyres, you'd have got away with that, but you're on the hard tyres. So Astro's in the 43.2s compared to a 42.4, so 8/10 of a second spin is catching Astro by on these medium tyres. So we'll have to see what Spin decides to do. You have to change compounds now in feature races, so he's going to have to pit for either softs or hards, unless he's going for a 2-stop. Well, a medium hard could work. I mean, look how far ahead he is of everyone anyway. Hurricane's finally got past JMS. Let's rewind and find out where that happened. Into turn 1. Indicating left. Don't know why. Yeah, really textbook overtake that. So he hasn't actually extended the gap in the first portion of this lap. Looks like Wack is putting a lot of pressure on Cherry now. So trying to recover some of these positions that he lost is Wack. God. Last time we were in Catelunya, I saw an identical move. Well, it's not even a move. It's just you outbrake yourself, but it impacts someone 3 cars up. A few seasons ago it was Dens. Dens is in tier 1 now, so maybe that's a good luck charm for Wack. Last time it happened, the guy ended up getting promoted to up to tier 1, and as the tier 2 champion last season as well. Really good braking there for Wack to defend that position from Anonyma. Everyone's super close together here. I think we're going to see a battle for the lead fairly soon as well. Let's just see if Anonyma can do anything into this corner. I'm feeling he's going to slot in behind now. So let's go up to Spin. There is the gap. And a 42.5 that lap compared to a 43.2. So again, very similar. Both of them are setting very consistent times. But now comes the hard part. The mediums are starting to approach the 50% mark of their tyre life, and that means that there'll be a crossover point where the hards stop being slower than the mediums, and obviously they don't really lose performance, the hard tyres, for quite a long time. So Spin's got to do the hard bit, which is overtake Astro and build a lead if he wants to be winning this race. Oh, he's got the Aero GT logo on the wing. You love to see it. Member of Aero GT, one of our esports teams. Actually the ALR esports team. .8, starting to lose a bit of time now compared to a 43 flat, so he only gained 2/10 on that lap. That's absolutely fantastic news for Astro. They've both got very similar fuel as well. Hurricane, still with his left indicator on, has a nice gap on JMS. JMS with 3 cars behind him, that's Cherry, Wack and Anonyma. None of them making any moves, although Anonyma having a little sniff. Wack's had to go very tight into that corner. And nearly loses it on the exit. Anonyma's going to try and swoop around the outside here. Will be ahead into the turn-in, but yeah, there's just nothing you can do, especially on the hard tyres. Actually, I take it back. I take it all back. That is a fantastic, fantastic move. He just got so much better traction around the outside of that corner, on the exit specifically. And yeah, 8 Wack up for breakfast there. Both got very similar tyres as well. And now Anonyma's already all over the back of Cherry. Here we go. This is a great chance. Cherry's going to have to go defensive here. Sticks it in the middle. Always a clever tactic to do. Great exit from Anonyma. Not going to rule him out of an overtake around the outside again. I've learned my lesson. Yeah, Anonyma's really throwing the car through those last 2 corners. Lost a lot of time through both of them, and now Wack, that's given Wack an opportunity to get the overtake done I think the Nissan might be slightly better than the Porsche in the straight line at the moment. And he's going around the outside. Oh, tiny bit of contact. Actually helped it on him and gave him a bit more momentum. And Wax got it, yeah, he's got on the power a little bit too early there. Captain Eli is already caught up to all of them and is somehow up into 7th. Where's he come from? He was all the way at the back. That's crazy. What's happened at the back then? We got Yuri in 10th. That's really unfortunate that he's that far down. Nath is currently 11th, Nectar is currently 12th, and Harry is 13th. Rossi disconnected as well. He had strong winds, I think, so that's unfortunate. We couldn't see what he could do in the feature. Harry really struggling on these hard tyres quite clearly. The last lap was a 58. So, these guys in the 44s. Here comes Sam on Whack. I think Whack might have overheated his tyres. Someone's off. Someone is off the track. That is a Porsche. That is Anonyma. He's going to rejoin in 7th. Right, what's happened? Anonyma's trying to get P6 off Cherry. Does exactly the same as Eli. Manages to avoid everyone. Wasn't too bad actually. No spin at least. So that gives Eli an extra spot, and he already has got P4 in his sights, just a second and a bit up the road. Right. What's going on a bit further up? JMS doing incredibly well. He's lapping solidly in the 44s. He's just not making any mistakes on these hard tyres, and yeah, still in the hunt. He's P4 now. Started P2, so he's only lost 2 places. Interesting livery. Dulux Let's Colour. Right, here comes Eli. Remember, he's on the mediums. He's not going to be able to stay out too much longer on these. I wonder if he's going to try medium soft. I don't think the Ferrari can do that. It's usually not great on tyres. I know MR cars seem to have great tyre wear around here, but... Oh, absolutely power sliding it through that corner. Let's see what's going on at the front. It looks like Spin has caught up to the back of Astro now, finally. But we're at that crossover point where Astro should be feeling fairly confident of sticking in front of Spin. We're not going to see any pit stops just yet for the medium tyres. There's plenty of life left in that tyre for Spin anyway. He's not got to worry. Some of the cars simply couldn't do that on a full tank on mediums. They'd be pretty dead all the way by now for some of these, including this Genesis. That's why Hurricane's on the hards right now, but he's got a huge lead over JMS. Hurricane's lapping in the, well, yeah, over a second a lap quicker than JMS at the moment. So this might be a bit difficult for Cherry if he wants to hunt down a podium position. Oh, a really dodgy corner there by JMS. Nearly put it into the grass. Goes really wide as a result. Here comes Cherry. Down the inside. Goes really deep. And JMS is going to cut back through. Really good exit there. And now we've got Captain Eli here ready to take advantage of any mistakes. They both go incredibly defensive into the corner. Eli's going to try and go around the outside to get Cherry. Can't get on the power quick enough to pull ahead. So it looks like Cherry's going to keep this for another corner. He is indeed. And he gets a little tap through, a little boost as a thank you. So now Cherry might have a chance of getting JMS here. He really needs to. I think he's getting held up at this point. He's 9/10 off of his best lap time, I don't think you should be 9/10 off at this point on hard tyres. Oh, a little bit of action going on here between Whack and Yuri. Let's go back because I completely missed all of that. It's actually Anonyma and Whack. Whack goes too deep into the corner. Spins in the pits as well. So, can Anonyma go around the outside? This is probably the hardest corner on the track to go around the outside, but you've managed to somehow get some traction on Whack and get that position. That's absolutely fantastic from Anonyma. Let's see what Spin is going to do when he gets into the pit lane. I want to see if he's gonna pit to the end and put on a, well, basically go almost to a full tank. Catelunya's followed him in as well, so they're on identical strategies, even though one's in a Lambo, one's in a Ferrari. Yeah, this looks like he's going to the end. Catelunya hasn't changed his, so we've got, yeah, fresh mediums for Spin, 75% fuel, sorry, fresh hards. He is definitely going to the end, and he's got a bit of a gap to Nectar as well. So this will be interesting to see what he does compared to Astro. Eli putting in far more fuel, 88% compared to 75. And again, we're going to see that tyre change from medium to hard right there. There he is. So he's on the hard tyres. Oh, half-second penalty for Astro. This will probably only take half a second off his lap time, to be honest. He'll be absolutely fine with that. Hurricane now up to P2. JMS, a little bit of breathing space ahead of Cherry now, who's in P4. Sam closing in P5. Then we got Anonyma. Absolutely dropped Whack, and Yuri is still trying to get past Whack here. He's still not managed to really get the job done. He's going to be brave on the brakes. He is not. So our race 1 winner struggling down in 8th at the moment. I don't think we'll see any of the hard tired guys in maybe until next lap. Maybe we'll see someone brave. It's not going to be these guys. They could get a massive undercut as well. Nath up to P9, but he has a half second. Nectar in 10th. Yeah, no one's in on this lap. Nice lines through here by Spin. Spin might get a huge undercut on a few drivers. Well, Astro is the main one that he needs to worry about. Astro lapping in the 44s now, so his pace has dropped off into the 44s for the first time. He did serve a half-second penalty though. No one else really is that close together at the moment. Here we go, Yuri's still trying to go past Whack. Let's stick with these guys. Behind really either. Neither of them taking that corner particularly well at this point. You need to adjust your braking and all that kind of stuff. And Whack feeling a little, as soon as I focus on these guys, Whack starts feeling more confident and starts pulling away a little bit. And as soon as I leave and focus on something else, they're all over the back of each other. So, is anyone coming in this lap? Lap 12. It's not going to be Astro, it's not going to be Hurricane, not going to be JMS either, or Cherry. This is prime undercut territory for anyone who chooses to do it. Whack is going to be the first one to blink. And following him is Yuri, so both of them in the pits. Nath coming in as well. I do think this is the optimal strategy. You could get a huge undercut, and you just have to look after the tyres for the rest of the race if they can do that. See, Spin should be comfortably ahead of Whack. Whack hasn't even come into his pit lane yet. That's how long this takes. So I guess Eli might be the next one of interest to see where he comes out. He should be ahead of them as well. He was ahead of them before. I mean, Eli had that big incident with Whack earlier on, went all the way to the back. He breezed through the field again, And there is Wack behind. So Wack's going to be on the better tyres to attack Eli in these next few laps. He should get the move done, really. But we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Then you got Yuri out quite a way behind, actually. And then Nath not too far behind him, so maybe Yuri drank a little bit too much fuel and had to put in quite a bit. Looks like he's well, the AMG's not good on fuel, let's be honest. He is short shifting, about the same as what I think I did as well. Anyway, let's go back to the front, let's see what's going on. Looks like a nice little queue has formed behind Sam, but the Lexus and the GTR of Cherry and JMS are not going to stick around any longer. Cherry in the pits, Hurricane's also in the pits, so Astro staying out incredibly long on these hard tyres. He's doing 14 laps on them. I wonder if he's going to try a hard, soft strategy. He is still in the 43, so he's lapping very strongly here. Not letting the tyres wear down affect his pace at all, to be honest. The only time he was in the 44s was actually when he served that half-second penalty. Sam has been in the 44s for the last 2 laps. Most of the race, actually. Anonymous might be closing the gap on him now, but his tyres are looking pretty worn. And then we've got Spin on these fresh hards. He is our... well, I think he's the net race leader, but we have to wait and see what happens with Astro. Then we got Hurricane just ahead of Eli, who was battling with JMS. I think we missed something a little bit spicy there. We've got JMS coming out of the pits. We've got Captain Eli coming around the outside here. And he's going to have to... yeah, but he closes the door beautifully there. And that's P6 for Eli ahead of JMS, who's now just ahead of his teammate. And then there's Cherry, who's come out just ahead of Yuri. So Yuri really struggling, down in 10th at the moment. Should be a... well, he should have been comfortably ahead of Jerry there with the undercut, but it didn't work out. Cherry, both of them on the mediums as well. Yuri's actually going purple at this point. Astro's finally in the pits, so let's go back on board with Spin. This is the battle for P1 here. Common sense tells me that Spin is about to take the lead of the race, but he does go very wide around that corner just as I say that. He should have been able to get a nice undercut on Astro here, but he's not going to have the tyre advantage at all. You can already see the hards are starting to wear a little bit. Astro's going to be putting on the mediums, I'm sure of it, and he's going to be able to push really hard on those for the rest of the race. Anonymous takes the lead of the race, you love to see it. 54% put into Astro's car, he's already on his way out of the pits. Spin overtakes Sam, obviously there is Astro in the distance. I think this has been an absolute blinder for Astro. Remember, I said he's always been in the 43s. Spin's lap that we can see for lap 14 was a 44.1. You needed to be in like the low 43s to be able to get Astro, and he hasn't managed it. This is game and set for Astro. We have to just wait 8 more laps to see if he can convert this into a win. Anyone else close together at the moment? JMS. Eli's not actually got away from JMS here. Eli's on the hard tyres, that's why. Eli is going to have a train forming behind him very soon, trying the alternate strategy. Everyone's getting purple first sectors by the looks of things. Oh, beautiful apex by JMS. Now this is where the pressure is going to be starting to kick in for Eli. It's never comfortable having a car that close behind because you feel like you have to brake late and go deep into the corner, which it looks like is exactly what happened with Eli. Let's watch up board. Eli did have to smash on the brakes there, and I think JMS did as well, and that's why Eli got ahead. JMS back in the slipstream. Can chuck it into this corner. He's going to do it. Eli gives him tons of space and somehow managed to prevent a spin there. He's got some TC on. I think that absolutely saved him coming out of that corner. Otherwise, he'd been doing pirouettes. Now he got whack all over the back of JMS. Really wide with the dirty air. It's not going to help him, but he might be able to get... No, he's wide again, and he's got a half-second penalty. That's a nightmare. Nightmare couple of corners. Good news for JMS, though. He got a really nice slingshot out of that corner. Anonymous still out after 16 laps. Eli defending pretty well and placed his car perfectly on the exit so that JMS couldn't get alongside. And it's pretty much as you were. Wack has already caught up to the back of them, but I think Yuri might be getting an easy position here in a couple of corners' time. Yuri actually has the fastest lap as well on that previous lap. Trying different things around these corners to see if he can get an advantage. Definitely didn't work out that time. What's going on further up? Is anyone catching up to anyone? Let's see, Anonymous surely coming in now. He's got more fuel to keep going. No, he's coming in. 7 laps on the softs. I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't recommend it though. He's going to be behind all these cars as well. So through goes Astro to take the lead of the race. It's quite a commanding lead at this point over Spin. He's got the medium tyres as well. They're looking pretty solid. He's just set the fastest lap there with a 41.6. Through comes Spin, who's down in the 44s. It's looking pretty ominous for the race victory for Astro at this point. Hurricane, that looks pretty wide. 42.1, is that a penalty as well? Hurricane now into the podium positions. And Sam, who was 4th in the sprint, is currently 4th in the feature as well. Eli comes through. He's done a 42.9 on the hard tyres, which is insanely quick. And he just gets past Anonyma there. Anonyma coming out just behind JMS as well. He is on the medium, so he's not risking it and going for a soft run, which is just as well because he's got 2 cars right in front of him that are not going to be the easiest to pass. JMS has been defending pretty well all race long. So a solid P7 after staying out that long. It's yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. JMS going defensive. And Yuri did get past Wack in the penalty zone as well. He might be getting past Anonyma here as well. No, he can't do it. Oh, but Anonyma going a little bit deep again. Opened the door for Yuri, but now Wack is probably going to get Yuri as a result. It's so easy to lose the car in that specific corner. I did, I think twice in the feature race. So Wack up into P8 though, that was good. Bit of opportunism there. Everyone really close together. Eli's struggling on these hard tyres now. The train is definitely forming behind Eli. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. 6 make that, queuing up behind Captain Eli. Then a huge gap to Sam and Hurricane up above. Here we go. Anonymous got a run on JMS. JMS doesn't really have the slipstream of Captain Eli to take advantage of as well. So this is a drag race between the Porsche and the Nismo. The Porsche looked like it had the speed. He still has the overspeed, and he's later on the brakes, and he does make the apex. Great overtake there for Anonyma. He's got a chance of catching Eli now with his very fresh medium tyres. Eli's pretty much a quarter worn at this point on the hard, so yeah, this should be a top 5 for Anonyma. Everything goes according to plan. And he's 4/10 up on his best time already. Hasn't been able to set a full lap. This will be his first full lap on these mediums. Oh, deep there for Captain Eli. And now we're going to see. Surely he's going to go for it. Surely. You got to. Oh no. Eli leaves in the space though, and he does take it. Eli great on the throttle there out of the exit. that kind of corner that we just went through is beautiful for the MR cars. Oh, and Eli really crumbling under the pressure. It looks like every single corner he's going a little bit wide, just pushing far too hard on these hards, thinking that they're mediums, and oh, nearly lost it, managed to save it. It's not over yet. Surely now, surely now. Eli indicating right, I don't know why. Telling him go, maybe he's just telling him to go. He's had enough. Yeah, it definitely looked like he backed out of that one. Oh, a bit of action going on further down. JMS down to 9th. What happened here with Cherry? Cherry's got a great run on him. Absolutely revving out 5th gear in that Lexus, which you have to do. And then incredibly late on the brakes. Still hits the apex. I know the Lexus has some good brakes, but that was impressive. Where is, what happened? So, oh, his teammate. Oh, no. What's gonna happen? Oh, Cherry hits him. What? The report. Okay, so this got reported. So, yeah, JMS makes him a little bit slow out of here, and Cherry tries to go through the middle, which you can't do. Really, can you? Because that ends up happening. Okay. Whew. This has been a rough opening round for Wack, that's for sure. He's been, yeah, impacted twice there. Once by Eli, once by Sam. Neither of them any fault of his own. Especially because that one just happened because JMS was a little bit out of shape as well. So Nathan 10th, Cherry is currently 9th, JMS is 8th. And then Yuri. So this is where we actually saw Cherry overtake JMS because we're a little bit in the past. But JMS sticking with Cherry now. Can he line up a move here? He's on the mediums. Cherry is also on the mediums, so he doesn't have tyre advantage. They're doing very well. He's with the pack in this one. Been quite an incident-packed opening round, to be honest. Everyone's been in the walls a little bit, it looks like. Even Astro's dominated this race, but in the sprint was in the walls himself. So a little bit of a gap starting to open up between everyone. I think, woohoo! Is that a penalty for Yuri? I think the hards are starting to level out with the medium tyres now. We got 4 laps left. Ooh. Every time a gap seems to open up, it closes again just as quickly. So it's difficult to keep up. Let's see what Harry's up to. He's got a half-second penalty. He's lapped. Ooh, his last few laps have not been too good. Let's not look at them. He's on the soft tyres as well. I guess he's going for quickest lap. Astro just set his first 42 lap on those mediums. He's been in the 41s before that. 43s for spin, but he's on the hard tyres. So he's improving because he couldn't get out of the 44s earlier. Looks like he'll be... Sam with the fastest lap currently at 41.3 is... Yeah, he's dipped into the 42s now as well, so he's got very similar pace to Astro. Hurricane on the mediums is a fair bit slower. Actually, he's lost that position. How did that happen? Hurricane's struggling on his tyres at the moment, by the looks of things. And a great move there around the outside for Sam. Very, very comfortable position gain in that Lexus. That Lexus looks a little bit OP around here, at least. That's really interesting. That just looked so easy. Sam's not actually too far away from spin. You can see him. Don't know if 3.5 laps is a bit too long, though. Yeah, he's like a second and a half. Well, no, it's not even. He's half a second quicker at the moment as Sam, so potentially not. Spin's hard pace has really kicked into gear. Meanwhile, Eli just got a little shove through the corner there from Yuri, who is now in P7. Great little exit there from Yuri. The AMG is strong round the final 2 corners. It does like that kind of corner. Here we go. Down the inside. Eli's not really doing much to defend it. Oh, and he has to back out of it as well. Seeing Yuri's car at the last moment, and that is, well, basically he got spooked into giving up the position. So yeah, an easy one there for Yuri. He's ahead of Eli in both the sprint and the feature now, which is decent because Eli was on the podium in the sprint as well. Anonyma just a solid P5, lapping in the 41s, so he's the quickest man on track, and he probably will be for the rest of the race, but he might be a little bit too far back from Hurricane. We'll have to see, because Hurricane's tyres are starting to really look troubling, considering how long we've still got in the race. I'm not sure if he will keep this P4, to be honest with you. What are the top 3 doing? Sam's tyres look great. Spin's tyres look fine. Astro's tyres also look fine, but he's got a second penalty, but he's got such a huge lead, it doesn't matter. So, who is worth looking at the moment? Oh, it's this one. Cherry is trying to get past Eli. Cherry on the mediums, swoops through, and he leaves loads of space. I think he just couldn't get his car turned actually, but neither can Eli, so he keeps that position. With a bit more experience, Eli might have been able to nick that one back on the cutback, but he went a little bit too deep himself. So yeah, he's going a bit backwards now, so that aggressive strategy on the mediums, getting through the pack, but he did get through the pack, but he didn't really make any gap for himself once he was up there. Instead he had that incident with Whack and had to make his way through a pack a second time, and he's really being punished for that now on these hard tyres. Everyone is finding it pretty easy to get past him, and next up is going to be JMS by the looks of things. We're on the penultimate lap now. Things are starting to get a little bit spicy at the front. I think this last lap is going to be crazy, to be honest. JMS going incredibly fast here, but his best lap is only a 43.2. Expect everyone to be able to get into the 42s on mediums in tier 3. I think that's what I would say. JMS definitely can. I bet his optimal is in the low 42s. He's just not put it together. He's had a lot of action actually. Starting in P2, he's down to 9th now. There's Nath as well. Nath's done really solid, but hasn't really been in any of the action. Yeah, nothing to be done just yet. Anonyma still looking like he's lapping strongly. Hurricane about to start the last lap. He's got hardly any tyre life left. Here comes Sam on spin as well. So what's happened to spin? He set a couple of 44s. He's just been caught on pace by Sam. Sam looking for P2 in the final lap. It's not going to happen into turn 1. He does have so much more grip through there though. Spin going really easy around these corners. It's the final lap. You need to be using all the rest of the tyre life that you've got in this car. Ooh, both of them looking a little bit hairy on the entry there. Oh, nearly contact. Sam's going to force it down the inside, and he's going to get it. Oh, he nearly loses it. He nearly loses it. Spin's got a chance now. I think Spin had to lift off the throttle there as well. Cut back. His last opportunity here is going to be into this hairpin. Looks like Hurricane's comfortably ahead of Anonyma here. On the braking zone, he can't do it. Oh, nearly loses it as well. Both of them nearly lose it. It's not over yet. Spin's got a chance to get the position back. And he goes too deep again. He needed to keep it tighter than that. Now he's on the outside for the final two corners. Astro's already taken the checkered flag. And Sam is going to take P2. Solid P2 there for Sam in the end. Might be under investigation by the stewards. Let's see the moment that Astro took the checkered flag though, rounding the final corners. Spectacular win from pole for Astro. Unfortunate that he couldn't qualify well, but he definitely had the pace. On these mediums, I think he set a faster time than he did in the softs in qualifying. Here's Sam and Spin's battle to the line once again. So great P2 there for Sam. Spin, solid drive again. Expecting big things from Spin in that Lambo this season, a good finishing position. And then we got Hurricane in P4, very solid for him. Anonyma, great, different kind of strategy, got him in 5th place. Yuri was struggling in the opening half of the race, but he's going to bring it home in 6th. Just ahead of Cherry. We've got Captain Eli on his hard tyres, then we got JMS, couldn't get him in the end. Nath rounds out the top 10. Whack with a few incidents, down 11th. Harry is lapped, Rossi DNFs, and Nectar is our final finisher on the lead lap. So, where does that leave us with the standings? Let's have a quick look. We got Sam in the lead. He's got 32 points ahead of Yuri on 29 and Astro on 26. There are 8 drivers within 10 points of each other. The other ones are Spin, Hurricane, Eli, Anonyma, and Cherry. So we've even got Whack down there in 10th place, who should be in the hunt after a few rounds. Lexus are winning the constructors at the moment. Lexus is Sam and Cherry, just ahead of the Porsches, who are Astro and Anonyma. So it looks like a 2-horse race after round 1, but anything could change next week we're at Trial Mountain, so yeah, join us then.